All right. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk with Patrick podcast, one of the realest podcasts in the world, the land, the galaxy, and the whole entire universe. That's right. I have another incredible guest on the show. She was a nurse for 27 years, 25 years, I believe, right?
28
years. My bad. 28 years. She retired from that. She's driving the bus. She also is going to be a therapist real soon. So this is Felicia Lewis. How's it going?
It's going. Trying to survive in this heat in Houston.
Whew. Yeah, that humidity.
This heat is killing us. 108 today. 108.
What?
Yes.
What?
I need some Denver air.
I don't miss being in the South at all. Not with that. No.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's ridiculous though. Good Lord. Well, I hope you stay hydrated at least.
Yep.
And your AC. So, okay, so you was a nurse. So how'd you even get into nursing in the first place? Was you always a caretaker?
I've always been a caretaker, but long story short, the same company that I'm working for currently was my very first employer at 17 years old, straight out of high school. And after 9 years of working and climbing a ladder to try to get to, where I thought I wanted to be or whatever, and learning all that I could and, donating all of my knowledge and whatever, it became apparent to me that I was not appreciated. And yeah, one day, being hot-headed, I guess, I wrote my letter of resignation when I found out that I did not get the job that I had been doing for 3 months and that they had hired someone else from the outside to do the job and they expected me to train her. Yeah. Wow. So I wrote my letter of resignation the same day and applied to nursing school and started the following week.
Wow. So, geez, that sucks. That happens a lot, though.
I know. It happens, but for whatever reason, it happened when it happened, and I did what I did, and, I appreciate 28 years of nursing and caregiving and doing what I do best. And, after I retired from that, I decided to grandbaby walk back in. Anyway, after 28 years of, like I say, doing what I do, I went back to the company after 30 years. I don't think a whole lot has changed, but we'll see what happens.
Well, good luck with that. I mean, doing nursing, there had to be a lot. I mean, you have to probably shut your emotions off.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. And that was one of the things that I guess I realized after I finished my master's degree in psychology. I learned a little bit about myself. And I was like, a lot of my, I guess, behaviors was not me, if that makes sense. Sounds crazy, but I'm like, I'm not being me. I'm not doing what I used to do. I'm not doing what I love doing because, like you say, you have to shut off your emotions because otherwise you're not going to be successful as a nurse because you'll want to take everybody that's sick home with you. You know what I'm saying? You'll want to stay there 24 hours a day to take care of them and make sure they get better. And you can't. You have to cut yourself off from it. So, to a certain extent, you have to cut and close doors to your emotions, and eventually that affects you in your everyday life,
So have you gone to therapy for that, or you just
I have a therapist. I do. I do. I have my very own therapist. I had to. I got to be able to unload to somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. So do you recommend therapy for everybody?
Definitely. Anybody who has a stressful job, anyone who has to deal with the public, anyone who has to deal with other people's problems and issues. Yeah, I do recommend therapy.
So what made you? Okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what made you even get to therapy? Like, what made you recognize that? Just the psychology part of it?
When I started nursing, my first position out of nursing school, well, I'm going to take that back. My clinical rotation, I did my clinical rotation at the VA hospital. And, in nursing, you have to go through clinical rotations in every department of nursing, whether it's OB-GYN, labor and delivery, the psychiatry part of nursing, the the med surge part where you deal with people who go into surgery, just got them from surgery. ICU, critical care, you have to go through all of these different medical rotations. And my very favorite one was the psych rotation. I did my psych rotation at the VA hospital with the vets and the veterans and those who, suffering from, PTSD and trauma and whatever that they experienced in, war or whatever in the military. And that was my favorite place to work. And so straight out of nursing school, I went to work, not in med surge, starting IVs and drawing blood. I went to the psych hospital and I loved it. I did it for 3.5 years. I kept my skills and stuff up doing staffing at the hospital and stuff like that. So I would keep up, with my IV skills and all this other kind of good stuff. But psych was my first choice. So that was what made my decision to go back and get my bachelor's degree. And I got my bachelor's degree in psychology, not in nursing, but in psychology, because I decided then that I wanted to be a therapist. So even though I'm a nurse with a master's degree, but I'm a nurse with a master's degree in psychology with therapy as my, main, I don't even know the word I'm looking for.
No, I understand.
I can't even think right now.
That's what okay. I do. Well, it's that heat in Houston, that humidity.
Baby, don't talk about the heat.
Nah, but you are very educated, seriously, though. I mean, that's the big accomplishment for real. And I'm sure people proud of you for doing that. Yeah. And your family, I hope so.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, geez. So
how was the process? To be Dr. Whoever before I was 60. So we'll see. I might go back to school and get my PhD. We'll see.
Look, if you want to do it, you can do it. Trust me, you have the mindset to do it. I mean, the stuff you just told me, anything possible. Yeah. You should make it happen if you really want to do that. Seriously, though.
Yeah.
So how was the schooling like when you went in for nursing?
It was easy for me. I don't know. I mean, I've never really had an issue with school. I love to read. Writing is another one of my fortes, I guess you could say. I love to read and I love to write. So school wasn't really a issue for me.
Yeah.
I worked full time still, even while I was in school. So I'm that go-getter who can survive on 4 to 6 hours of sleep every day.
Yeah.
And I can do it for like 7 days straight. And then my body crashes and burns for about a day, and then I recover, and then we do it all over again. So
damn, you are very ambitious for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought about like getting into nursing once upon a time, but I'm compassionate, but I'm not really a caretaker. If that makes sense. Like I can be, but I think you got to have it in your heart. You got to be like a special person for that. Like my mother.
Yeah, it's not a job made. It's not a job made for those who just want a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? There's good money in it. They paying out the wazoo right now for, oh my God, don't let me talk about how they paying out the wazoo. I really want to go back, but I got so burned out on it. And that's why I retired from it. But every now and then, I still pick up a shift here and there because I still keep my nursing license active. And I had my youngest daughter laughing the other day. I say, baby, look what I could go and make tonight. She go, if you go to work right now, this is what you would make tonight. Yeah, it was $600 and something. I think it was for one night, for one shift, for a 12-hour shift. It was $631 or something like that.
Wow.
She said, can you clone yourself? I'll go.
Hey, I don't blame her. At least she tried.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah.
So why are they paying so much right now? Is it because of the COVID
Because
thing?
there's a shortage. Oh. Ever since COVID, a lot of nurses have just said, F it.
Is it because they got worn thin?
Huh?
Is it because they got worn thin just from being overworked?
Yes. Yes. They wore us out during COVID. Baby, if I tell you, they wore us out. Literally.
Damn. So how did COVID affect you? Like, I'm sure you've seen a lot of death during that time.
I did. And especially at that time when COVID hit, I was no longer working in the hospitals. I was working in the nursing home. And so, it was affecting the elderly. And I don't care where I go, where I work, I always have my favorites. And I think we had 92 people there at the time at the facility I worked at. It's a 102 bed facility, but we had like 92 people when COVID like first hit. And within a month, I think, I had already lost like 14 of my favorites. And I lost another maybe 25 before, COVID slowed down. And that was just my breaking point. I was like, I can't do this. These are my old people, you know what I'm saying? And I love them to death. And to see them going from the vibrant to, they got their wheelchair because, their hip broke or, been replaced or whatever. So they in their wheelchairs or whatever, but they still in their right mind. You know what I'm saying? Still talking, still eating, still playing bingo, still, trying to dance when we have music and stuff playing or whatever. And to go from being that to laying in a bed with a tube and not know nobody. And it was hard. It was hard.
Wow.
So
and I bet a lot of them died alone.
That was really what kind of pushed me to the point of I can't do this no more. Not on a full-time basis. I can't do it.
Damn. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they died alone, like no family was able to come by and sit with them.
Exactly. Wow. Because I had been dealing with them for, years. I had this one particular place I was working at. I had been there for 7 years. So, of course, I know the family, the daughters, the sons, the grandkids or whatever. And, they calling up there, how's Grammy doing today? How's Papa doing today or whatever, video phone. That's about the best that I could do. You know what I'm saying? I'm there with them and they can't come. And they, it was, like I said, it was hard. And I have so much sympathy for all the other nurses too that were like in the hospitals and seeing, the critically ill that came in, not being able to breathe. I got them after they had been in the hospital and then they were being admitted, there with me after the fact. Not just my residents that had been there, but we started taking in those people who were being released from the hospital but weren't ready to go home. So, it's just... It was hard.
Jeez. Yeah. So how you dealing with that now? Like, how you feeling at this current moment?
I'm better. And I'm going to say I'm better because, like I said, every now and then I'll still pick up a shift here and there. You know what I'm saying? Just to be a part. They still call me every now and then. I think I got a phone call Saturday night asking me to work Sunday. I was like, nope, got to be at work at 4:30 in the morning, driving the bus. I'm working 12 hours, can't do it. I always have to tell them no, but...
Yeah. So you the MVP, huh? Pretty much.
Huh?
You the MVP.
I'm the MVP.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much. So let me ask you this. Okay. So so when you was younger, when you was growing up, did you always want to be in nursing or healthcare? Was that like a dream of yours?
My nana, and I call her my nana, but she was actually my mother's aunt. But because my mother had a heart attack when I was born, like literally when I was born, she had a heart attack in childbirth. Wow. And her aunt took me, and she was an RN. And her aunt took me, and she raised me the first 4 years of my life while my mother recovered. So being with a nurse, the life of it, you know what I'm saying, has always been a part of my life. So yeah, I knew like real early that I wanted to be a nurse when I was a kid.
Wow, that's amazing. Damn. So what caused your mom to have a heart attack at that time? Well, you don't know.
It runs in the family. Cardiac issues run in the family.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta be on top of that. Jeez.
A lot of people say that it was the death of her father that caused her to have a heart attack, because he died on the 25th of January and they didn't bother to tell her that he was dead because she was pregnant with me, and they didn't want to upset her, but she found out on the day of the funeral. Well, where's everybody going? Why y'all up? Who died?
Damn.
Oh, Papa Charlie died. My daddy died and y'all didn't tell me? So yeah, that sent her over the edge. I was like, y'all did all more damn harm not telling her that he had died as opposed to her finding out on the day of the funeral. Really?
Oh, wow. Oh, so, Lord have mercy. Wow. Huh? That's terrible.
Yeah,
Jeez. I mean, I
that was a
think they
bad
meant
decision on
well.
somebody's part. Huh?
I think they meant well, but that was
Yeah,
poorly
they meant
executed.
well, but I think they did more harm than they did good with that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That was poorly executed. Good Lord. Jeez. So
yeah.
your mother's still alive?
No, she passed away when I was 19. She had a second heart attack, and then she had 2 strokes and lived
Oh,
for 7 months and 14 days
oh wow. Damn.
after. She had another coronary the Thursday before Mother's Day in 1987. So it was like May the 5th or something like that, 1987, and that Thursday. And like I said, she had 2 more strokes after that. She forgot who I was.
Oh
I
wow.
was 19 years old, and had to deal with the fact that she was still here, but she didn't know who I was.
That had to be hard on you.
Oh yeah, don't talk about that one. Yeah, that was real hard. But I think it gave me, in a way, it gave me an opportunity to be able to distance myself and accept the fact that I had lost my mother before I actually lost my mother, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of her just being suddenly taken from me, she was taken, but she was still here. So I still had the opportunity to love on her every day. I still had the opportunity to take care of her every day. So then, so yeah, I guess technically she was really like my first patient, if that makes sense.
Wow. Yeah,
Because I
yeah,
took
yeah.
care of her every day.
Damn. So how are you dealing with that? Like, do you deal with any grief from that, or you pretty much like okay, you accept it?
Yeah, that was 35 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a
Well,
minute.
you're a
It still
strong woman.
hurts. Her birthday was the 13th. Was it last Thursday? The 13th?
I
July
believe so.
13th?
I believe so. Yeah, yeah. It has to
Yeah,
be.
she would have been 98.
Wow. Well, happy belated birthday to your mother. Well, happy
I
belated
know,
heavenly
right?
birthday. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Mothers are special. That's for sure.
Tell me about it.
Oh,
I know.
good Lord.
Yeah,
But we keep moving. We got to move forward and keep representing for our moms. We have to.
exactly.
Jeez.
Yep. I'm in the middle of doing something for my dad right now because I went this past Friday to a the wedding anniversary dinner of one of my nieces. Now, mind you, my father had 9 children. 9, 10, 10. I have 8 sisters and 1 brother, plus me. So there's 10. That's outside of the kids by my mom. This is just my dad. And I went to my oldest sister, who passed away a couple of years ago, but she had 9 kids of her own. And all 9 of those kids have kids. My children don't know any of them. My children don't know all of my sisters. My children don't know any of their cousins. And so when I went to her anniversary dinner, I said, you know what? I'm going to make an effort. I'm going to do everything that I possibly can to try to get all these children in one room so that everybody can at least say that, hey, I met my cousin once. You know what I'm saying? Even if y'all don't keep in contact, I will have did my part. I will have introduced you to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get all the descendants of my daddy in one room.
Wow.
So that's a tall project, I think.
Well, good luck. I'm rooting for you on that one. Seriously, that's a lot of people. You got a lot of family out there for real, and it's very
I
important for them to
do.
know that because you don't want them to end up getting married to each other. They won't be cool or have kids. No, 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 no. They'll be
I think
egregious.
my son is kind of safe right now because I put it like this. I thought he was safe because he's in Denver. But
Really?
yeah, I think I just found out that one of my nieces has a daughter. She's only 24. My son is 27. So I don't. Yeah, I don't know. No, I think the only thing that saves him because she's a lesbian. So I don't
Okay.
think I don't have to worry about her and him hooking up. But I'm like, okay, see, yeah, it's important for y'all to know who because it's too
It
many
is.
of y'all running around here. It's just too many of y'all running around here. I'm sorry.
Damn. So your son's in Denver, huh?
Mm-hmm. He's in
Wow.
Aurora.
Okay. I'm like 45 minutes north of Denver, of
Okay.
Fort Collins.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm not too
He's in
far. Yeah.
Aurora.
Oh, that's awesome. How does he like it so far?
He loves it. He was doing he had started What You Want Kitchen. I don't know if that made it to you or not, but he was doing
No.
What You Want Kitchen was the name of his catering, and he was cooking all kind of stuff. He was bringing a little south to Aurora. He was doing oxtails and neck bones, and I shipped him a couple of times boudin from here. He was like, "These people in Denver don't know nothing about boudin, Mom. They don't know. They ain't never heard of it." I was like, "Well, that ought to be a pretty good hit for you if you could get it, get it shipped often enough." And so we did that for like 2 months, almost 3 months, and then he felt like he needed to like get a job because that income wasn't like steady enough to pay bills. So I say, yeah, you need to get a job. So I think he'll probably pick it back up because he loves cooking. So
Yeah. Wow. So did he make like baked mac and cheese and stuff like that too? Or no?
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice. Well, I hope he
Yeah.
get back on top of it again. 'Cause we need some more Southern food.
Look him
around
up on Instagram. What You Want Kitchen was
What
the
You Want
name
Kitchen?
of
Okay.
why WHAT What You Want Kitchen. I think the initials were WY You Want UW WYUW or something like that. What You Want Kitchen.
Does he deliver food or no? What did he
Huh?
do? Does he deliver food?
Denver food.
No, deliver. Does he deliver?
Deliver. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
he was doing, and then his truck broke. So then,
Oh damn.
anyway, he had a bunch of obstacles that stopped him from doing it.
Lord have
But yeah, he
mercy.
was delivering within a certain radius, I think.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I hope he get back on top of it again.
I want him to.
Yeah. I mean, that's
I
his
want
real
him to be
passion, right?
successful in whatever he try to do.
Has he always been to cooking? Like, was he into culinary arts or what?
He's always been a cooker because of my sister. My sister helped raise him. My older sister. She helped to raise him, and she cooked all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dang, I need to try that one day when he get it back running. I want to stop by and get some good old Southern food. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
I miss that Southern food. All right, so now I'm kind of jump around now. So
Okay.
your son cooking, you was in nursing for a while. So what made you start dropping City Bus? What made you get into that?
Like I said, I went back home, and and I say that with a grain of salt, basically. But I went back to the first job that I told you I had, the ones that made me mad and made me quit on a day's notice. I went back to the transit system. One, because it's a good job. They pay decent. They have benefits. And my initial pension was still there. So I'm 55 years old. I'm approaching time to worry about what am I going to do when I retire. So I went back to where my money was, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's smart. It makes sense. Well, I'm sure you get some pretty interesting customers, I'm sure. Well, riders, I'm sure.
Oh my God, let's not talk about the riders, Patrick.
No, let's talk about it.
Let's not talk about the riders, Patrick. Oh my God. Whoo, war stories. Let me tell you. Okay, I'm just going to tell you about this one. Just last week. I'm not a scary person. Let's just get that clear. I'm not a scary person. However, this particular guy, I'm not gonna say he scared me, but he made me a little nervous. So I had stopped at a stop, dropped off who I was gonna drop off, picked up who I was gonna pick up at a bus stop. And the light changed, so I had to wait. This guy was standing in the parking lot, and I don't know if he just, saw me or what, but I love my psych patients. Don't get it twisted. And I think to a certain extent I understand them, but he was a psych patient. And so he come banging on the door, banging on the door, banging on the door. So I opened the door. Can I get a ride, miss? Sure. So he sits in the seat like right behind me, right? So I'm in this little cage. I have this cage with with a door, and I have a plastic screen that comes up to about probably right here. So he really can't get to me. So I'm not really worried about him. But then I look up in my mirror as I'm driving, and it's about 4 more people on the bus. And so he stuck his head around glass, and he was like, I told you I was going to the dead end, right? So I don't know if you know what the dead end is in Houston, but dead end is like over off of Selinsky or whatever, back on the in the back. Makes sense. Dead end is really a dead end. I said, yeah, okay, I got you. And so we just ride, I drop people out. Like, damn, I got myself. Told him, I said, how many people we got left? He was like, just me and his 2 dudes back there. He's like, okay. So I turned and I'm going to the dead end, right? So I say, you know what, Felicia? I don't know what this guy is doing, what he's going to do, or whatever the case may be, but let's get ready. So I get ready. And you know, I'm left-handed. So I always got what I got over here. I always got what I got over here. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled my box out and I set it in the window. He never saw any of that. And I took my blade out and I put that right under my leg. So he just kept watching them, and I'm watching him in the mirror. He was talking to himself and, you know, getting aggressive with himself. Not me. He was getting aggressive with himself, you know. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? So I pushed the panic button just so that they could turn the audio on the bus to, you know, to record. They'll start recording whatever's going on the bus or whatever. So I pushed the button, and the last 2 guys got off the bus. It's going to take me at least 5 minutes to get back up to the front part of the neighborhood, where between where we were and the front of the neighborhood is nothing but woods. Could did anything he wanted to me in that 5 minutes of me driving. So I said, you know what? It was a guy I looked up and saw that was running for the bus. Normally, we don't wait for people that's running for the bus. If you ain't at the bus stop, you just don't get picked up. Today was his lucky day. I wanted somebody else on the bus with me.
Damn.
So I stopped for this guy. Oh, he got pissed off. Why you waiting on him? Why you waiting on him? It's just me and you. Let's go. Let's go. I said, this is my job. You in a hurry, you can get off now. You know what I'm saying? Now, we'll see where he going. We'll see where he going. I just left it at that. Old dude got on the bus. He was like, oh, man, I forgot my card. Don't worry about it, baby. You get to ride for free today. Just have a seat. I wanted him on the bus. So we get up to the front, and I get to the end of my stop, and there's some people at the bus stop. So, blessing for me, there were people at the bus stop when I did get to the end of the line, back there at the dead end. And the other guy got off. And then the guy that was, you know, my worrisome person, I'm gonna ride again. Oh, no, you're not. You're gonna get off my bus. And so it was a guy that was standing outside. He said, oh, no, dude, this is the end of the line. She said, you got to get off the bus. You got to get off the bus. He was compliant and actually got off the bus. So, like I said, that was the scariest since I've been doing this. But those are the things that you have to watch out for, and you just got to be prepared for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was prepared for him either way. You know, it would have took him a minute to try to get in the cage with me, and in the cage with me is not where he wanted to be. So,
right. Wow. Well, I'm glad the other dude got on the bus. Jeez.
I'm glad he got off the bus too. I think he's glad he got off the bus too.
Yeah, because that's crazy. I mean, I'll be a little nervous too, and I can fight and all that. I can defend myself very well, but I just don't want to be in that situation. I don't want to have to hurt nobody.
Exactly. It's not even about, you know, just knowing how to fight or whatever the case may be. You know, I know how to defend myself, but I didn't even want to be in that situation. You know what I mean?
No, you want to go home see your family. You know what I mean? Like go home in peace. That's it. You don't want that kind of stress on you. Jeez,
exactly.
Good Lord. Wow. But you're doing okay, right? You doing all right overall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, fine.
So you haven't seen him since?
They did a do not ride. So if I do see him, I don't have to pick him up. So
okay. Well, that's good. I mean, at least you know now. Good Lord. Yeah. That's horrible. Wow. Damn. Yeah. Well, okay. So now I'm gonna kind of segue out of that situation. Now I'm going to the therapist thing. So what made you want to get into therapy? Is it like from the people you see on the bus and just working in the hospitals, or it just
When I told you
what?
when I initially went into nursing, I went into psych.
Right.
And I actually developed rapport and learned how to talk to people with psychological issues. And um she gonna kill me. No, she not. Yes, she not. Well, maybe she will. My best friend, you know who my best friend is. She played a big part, and I've told her this to her face. I said, you played a big part in me getting into psych. And she said, why you say that? I said, because I've had to deal with you and all of you for a very long time. I said, and you taught me a lot. And because she is such a success story in my eyes, I know that it's possible to overcome certain situations if you apply yourself and apply what you've learned in therapy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot of times people go to therapy, but they don't take away from therapy what it is that they need to take away from it and apply it the way that it was intended to be applied.
Absolutely.
So, for instance, I don't think medication is the answer for everybody. I think a lot of people self-medicate. A lot of people have mental issues, and that's why a lot of people do drugs. People are doing drugs in order to self-medicate themselves because they don't want to feel what it is that they're feeling in that psychological state. So, in order to help those individuals, you've got to give them another avenue in order to develop the coping skills to be able to deal with whatever psychological issue it is that they have. Whether it's schizophrenic, whether it's bipolar, whether it's manic depressant, whether it's just PTSD, they have to develop a plan with coping skills developed just for them. You can label a person based on the MDS-5 all day long, but if you don't look at each individual person and what each individual person is dealing with, you can't just write a psychotropic drug and say, here, this is what we give for schizophrenic, or here, this is what we give for bipolar, and expect it to work. It's not going to work for everybody. So I don't believe that medication is the answer, because with my best friend, medication was not the answer for her. It was more so behavior modification is what got her to where she is now. She stopped doing certain things because she got the coping skills to be able to deal with what it was that she was dealing with by doing the behaviors that she was doing. So you have to modify what's going on in order for it to stop. So I told her she was my first patient when it came to my psychology and my therapy and all of that. That's really how I got into it, was dealing with her, because I really wanted to help her.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you think mental health will get better eventually amongst like the people? You think it's going to get worse due to like social media and
I do.
instant gratification?
I think if enough people actually embrace the dynamics of therapy and what it's for. A lot of people say, I ain't going to tell nobody about my problem. Well, that's part of your damn problem, because you don't want to tell nobody what's going on. Can't nobody help you if we don't know what's going on. That's just the bottom line. If nobody knows what you're dealing with, there's no ain't nobody a mind reader. So nobody can help you if we don't know what's going on. You got to tell somebody. If it ain't but one person, you got to tell somebody. Keep it all to yourself, guess what? You'll be dealing with it by yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's why I talk about mental health a lot of times, because like I did therapy myself and I had my own issues too, just because how life has been for me for a long time. And as a man, I suppressed a lot of things for a very long time. And then when my mom died, that's when everything came out, and I had to face myself, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I'm not embarrassed, I'm not ashamed of it. It is what it is. And that's what's wrong with some of the people today. Well, just for decades now, the people do the gun violence and stuff. They dealing with a lot of pain, and if you don't deal with it, it's gonna come out one way or another.
one way or
And
the other.
exactly. So I hope that one day we can get to that crossroad, which I don't know if we will, but that'd be great if people can really, be honest and have these conversations
Right.
and be true to themselves and just, work and try to be better. You know what I mean? Like just try to deal with the things in a healthy manner.
I totally agree. And that's part of why I do what I do. And even in no matter what I guess arena I'm in, and I say arena, but regardless to what job I'm doing, I always, even when I drove the school bus, I took that as an opportunity. I said, I don't have these kids, but like 15 to 20 minutes every day, but I see them every day. You know what I'm saying? I see them every morning and I see them every evening, same kids. You know what I'm saying? So I took that opportunity to, I don't want to say counsel them because I wouldn't call it counseling, but I did my best to try to make a mark with them. And if I tell you, Patrick, it is so rewarding when you see a child that you've had an encounter with years previous and you see them later on in life and they remember you and you don't remember them. It's crazy. I went to get some chicken about 2 months ago and there was a kid that I took care of. I ain't gonna say took care of, but I picked him up every day for school. And I always made an exception of where I picked him up at so that he wouldn't have to cross the street to get to the bus stop. I always did something extra to pick him up so he wouldn't, because it was a busy street. I didn't want him crossing the street. Heavy little boy. And I didn't want him crossing the street. So I would go around, and pick him up from on the other side of the street. And I guess that child remembered that much about me. And I went through the drive-thru to get some chicken. And he was like, when I got to the window, he was like, Miss Felicia. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, you don't remember me, do you? And I was like, no. He was like, you were so nice to me when I was a kid and I was in high school. I mean, I was in junior high. You don't remember you used to pick me up and you used to tell me every morning, you would tell me to be positive and, do good in school and make A's and do my homework and whatever all I told that child on, on a daily basis throughout the whole school year. He was like, I never forgot you. And I was like, I didn't want to tell him I forgot him, but I didn't forget him once he told me who he was. But I didn't recognize that child. But it made me feel good that I was able to instill something in that one child. And if you can save one amongst many, then you've done something right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So do you make your kids go to therapy?
Yeah. I have one that I take to therapy religiously on Thursdays.
Really?
Yeah. I took my oldest son. I did therapy with him when he was in high school because he had anger management problems. So I took him to therapy. And he did therapy for like 9 months. And when he got out of therapy, he decided he was going to go to Job Corps. He went to Job Corps and finished there. And now he has a trade. He's doing fine. He's 35 years old, on his own, doing his own thing. He don't bother nobody. And he hasn't gotten into any more fights. And he has a clean jail record. He's never been to jail. So,
amen.
I feel like that's a win. My other son, I took him to therapy when he got in trouble in the 8th or 9th grade. I took him to therapy. And my daughter, the 22-year-old, I put her in therapy when she was in the 10th grade, I think. She had anger issues too. I put her in therapy. And she's okay now. She's still a hothead, but she's a little better. And then this baby, but unfortunately the baby, she was required to go to therapy because she had a trauma last September. So she's required to go to therapy. But yeah, I strongly believe in therapy for children.
Yeah.
Because absolutely. I think if I can't give it to them, maybe they can get it from somebody else. If they don't hear me, maybe they can hear somebody else. And I know what knowledge I have to give. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that the people that have the same degree that I do, have the same knowledge that I do, maybe they can help. Maybe they can help them if I can't. It's kind of hard for therapists to help family.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm glad to hear that because I think as far as like the black community, we got to start like pushing that. You know what I mean? I think it's very important. Well, not even just black, but everybody. But we need to really push that. That's so important because everybody, we all deal with so much stuff these days, and the economy is so shaky right now. Everything's so expensive. We all trying to survive the best way we can, and it's very stressful.
Yep.
Jeez. Well, salute to
Totally
you.
agree. Totally agree.
Well, salute to you for doing that. Like, I really appreciate you for doing it for your kids, and I'm sure they appreciate you as well in their own
Yeah.
way. Dang, that's pretty awesome. So, what is your future goals when it comes to therapy? You want to have your own like business practice one day?
I'm gonna have my own practice. Yeah. Like I
Nice.
said, I'm still tossed up. I'm still tossed up with going back to get my PhD, um, to be Doctor whoever. But as far as the therapy part of it, I already have all the credentials that I need in order to do it. I just need to do 3,000 hours of volunteer service. Um, and I was just talking to a lady that I just met the other day who works at the Harris County Courthouse downtown. I got to give her a call actually tomorrow. Um, she said, I can get you set up with somebody. She said, I'll talk to my friends, that are supervisors. I said, that's all I need is somebody to do my hours under. That's all I need is somebody to sign off on my paperwork. I got plenty of people I can counsel. I can get the hours. I just need somebody to sign off on my paperwork.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna call Othello, but like I said, I'm waiting on my certificate. I just mailed it off 2 weeks ago, so I'm waiting for that to come back in the mail. When I get my certificate for the intern part, then I can start working on my 3,000 hours. And after that,
Congrats.
I can get my own office.
Wow.
So yep.
Congratulations.
Huh?
Wow. I said congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, would you ever do like I guess like virtual therapy for people?
Who therapy?
Would you do virtual like over the phone or over the
Oh
internet?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's probably gonna be my primary hustle.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
See me when I did therapy, I did it for like 6 times, and then the pandemic occurred after that. And my therapist, she was like, "Hey, we could do it over the phone." I said, "No, I gotta be in person. If I can't be there in person, I won't do it at all." And I stopped going at that point.
Right.
And because it just to me is awkward because it be sometimes it lag a little bit, sometimes the
Yeah.
connection is horrible, the internet, geez. So yeah, but nah, that's pretty cool though. Like I really hope you flourish with that. I can see you being a real good therapist. Seriously. You have what it takes, Felicia. You got this. All right.
I
You can make
appreciate
this
that.
happen.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You have this warm, like feeling about yourself for real. Like this energy is great. Seriously though, keep it up.
Thank you.
So would I call you Dr. Lewis after a while?
I know, right?
Yeah.
I've wanted that like my whole life. I just wanted doctor in front of my name. Like before I ever thought when I was a kid and I said I wanted to be a nurse like my nana, my first thought was to go to medical school. But then like I said, when my mom got sick, my last year, as soon as I graduated from high school was when my mom got sick. I was 19 and I was in college already doing my basics. And so I wanted to go to med school. But then like I said, after she got sick and passed away and I went through my whole little trauma with all of that. And then I had a major car accident when I was 6 months pregnant. The following summer in '88 with my oldest son, I was pregnant. I had a major car accident, disfigured my face, um, broke my arm, had 4 surgeries, and just went through a whole lot. And so school got put on a back burner for a while. And that was why I didn't finish my bachelor's until 2008. Because I finally went back to school in 2005. Yeah, in 2005 was when I finally went back to school to get my bachelor's. But I had did the whole nursing thing back in '94.
Wow. That's a
So,
long time.
mm-hmm.
Gee, that's a long time to be away from school. I mean, how'd you even deal with it? Because if I be out of school for too long, well, I've been out of school for a while, but it's hard for me to like to retain or even like try to learn
And
again.
focus, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, because you have so much more responsibility. You got bills, you have kids.
on
That's a lot.
life.
Life, yeah, life shit that happened. Yeah, absolutely. And then your own traumas you dealing with, and I didn't know I didn't know you was in a car wreck. That's pretty crazy. Wow.
Oh yeah, that was that was my one and only um accident.
Damn.
I was 19. Car sideswiped me on the freeway. He sped up, I slowed down. No, I sped up, he slowed down. And then I slowed down so he could get over. And he sped up and got over and clipped the front of my car and knocked me into a spin. And I did 2 360s before I could gain control of the car again. And when I did, I was headed straight for the wall. I was like, oh shit, and I passed out. And hit the wall head on.
Wow. That's crazy. And you survived that shit.
Yeah, but I survived. They said because I was pregnant and my seat was so far back because I was pregnant, even though the steering wheel and the engine and everything came to me, I broke the steering wheel with my face because I passed out.
Oh, jeez.
So they said if I had been awake still, I probably wouldn't have survived.
Wow. How was the recovery time for you? How was it?
Oh, it was 3 years, man. My jaws were wired for the last 6 months of my pregnancy. I mean, the last 3 months of my pregnancy, my jaws were wired. My jaws were wired for 6 months, but 3 of those months I was still pregnant. So I had my baby with my jaws wired. I had to eat through a straw. That's why I don't do Ensure right now.
Okay.
Protein drinks, right?
Okay. That's what's up.
I don't want to see a Wendy's Frosty. I don't eat potato soup no more. I don't eat tomato soup no more. I don't eat clam chowder. No. Say soup to me if you want to. No, it's not gonna happen.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm quiet.
But yeah, that's how I survived for 6 months. I ate through a straw.
Wow. You have some trauma there. You have some major trauma, by the way.
I really do.
You need to talk to a therapist about that. I saw a therapist
back then too. I saw a therapist for sure.
Okay.
For sure then.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I seen a therapist then. And then what was the next time I had to do therapy? 95. I went through an ordeal. And I had to do therapy. Yeah, in 95. But yeah, it's crazy.
Wow, you had a pretty crazy life.
Huh?
You had a pretty crazy life.
I did. I've been married 4 times.
Dang, what? My bad. For real? I didn't mean like that.
My entire adult life.
Damn.
I got married when I was 18 and divorced at 20. Married again at 23. Divorced again at 26, 7. Married again at 29. And then divorced again at 38, 9, and married again. And I'm still with the current one.
Oh,
looking for another divorce lawyer.
Oh, really? Oh, Lord have mercy. Jesus Christ. No judgment here at all. No judgment at all.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you've been on a roller coaster for real. You really have. But you still smiling though, you know.
I know, right?
Yeah. That's good.
You learn how to cope. You learn how to cope.
Well, you have no choice, right?
I have no choice. Got to keep moving. Life don't stop because you feel like stopping.
Exactly. And people don't care a lot of times. They don't. So you got to keep moving on.
Could care less.
Yeah, exactly.
Jobs don't care. People don't care.
No.
Bill collectors damn sure don't care.
Yes, I agree with that 100%. No, they don't.
Yeah.
Nah, but I'm proud of you though. Seriously, like, you making some huge strides, and I really want to see you do your thing for real. Have your own business practice and just be successful with this career.
Side hustles, all kind of stuff. I got a couple of side hustles. And that's why I was telling you I wear a whole lot of hats. And if you look on my Facebook page, I got level mediation because I'm a certified mediator arbitrator. I've been a paralegal for almost 30 years. My son is 27. I've been a paralegal for 26 years. I'm a notary, loan signing agent, contourist. I got certification in doing body sculpting and contouring. I have a whole lot of
Really?
trades under my hat. You know what I mean? It's just, if I find it interesting, I get into it.
Wow. You very studious, huh?
Yeah.
I see that.
If I find it interesting, I get into it.
Wow. That's amazing. I had no idea you wore all those hats. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Damn. That's wow. See, you really inspired me to keep going for real. Like, I want to keep doing shit.
Please don't stop. You'll never get where you're trying to be if you stop.
Facts. Exactly. No matter how hard it gets. And sometimes things can be discouraging, but it's like, you know what? I got to keep making it happen. Got to keep going.
Nothing beats a failure but a quitter.
Exactly.
You got to keep trying.
Exactly. But you're doing your thing for real. Like, that's inspiring. I had no idea you did all that. That is crazy.
Go look at my Facebook page and look in depth at the stuff that I have going on.
Oh, I am. I'm gonna do some investigation for real. I am. I'm gonna. Yep, I see you. That's pretty cool. Wow.
Yeah.
So,
but I get into stuff, and if it, like I said, if it don't take off as fast as I need it to take off, then yeah, I move on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have these ideas in my head, and I'd be like, you know what, this will work, and then I put into it, and I give it 100%, and and it don't take off, and it don't catch, and it was like, okay, moving on to the next one. Let's find something else that's gonna make some money, because this ain't it. But then I keep it, on paper. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You see all of my contouring stuff over there?
Yes.
This was my little contouring area. This was my little space for my contouring. Nice. Yeah.
Oh.
I got a few clients, but it ain't enough to do what I wanted to do. I see myself in the office somewhere making dollars and cents. You know what I'm saying? It's making sense, but it ain't making the dollars. I needed to make the dollars. So.
Right.
I keep doing what I'm doing until something catches flame.
Well, you're on your way. You got the right personality to make it happen, to bring people in for sure. Damn, Felicia, That's pretty cool. That is.
Yep.
Wow. Amazing. So what would you tell 18-year-old Felicia? What would I tell
18-year-old Felicia?
Yeah, what would you tell her right now? You telling yourself at 18 years old, what would you say?
Finish school now. Don't delay. Mama gone. But there's no reason for you to stop. And that's what I did. I stopped. Because my mom died. I stopped.
Well, you had to process it though, right? Because that's a
but I was only 18, and I didn't have nobody else to tell me to keep going. I didn't have the motivation and the support that I needed to keep me going. Because like I said, I was taking care of my mom. And I was the baby. Everybody else was grown and doing their own thing. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I would tell 18-year-old Felicia not to stop school just because mom died.
So with that said, has your faith ever been challenged during that time period? Hello?
Yeah.
Oh. I said, has your faith ever been challenged during that time?
What was the question? I'm sorry. I guess I didn't hear the question. I thought you asked me a question and I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
I said, how has your faith ever been challenged during that time? Your faith.
Faith. Religious faith?
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about religious faith?
Yes.
Oh, definitely. Well, you want to talk about that?
Go ahead. Kick it.
That's where you want to go?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. My my faith has definitely been challenged, and um I have a whole lot of questions now and then. I have a 14-year-old who I'm not gonna say she's an atheist, but she has the same questions that I had when I was her age. I just didn't have the that she has to challenge my mom like she challenges me, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 14-year-old who I cannot force Jesus down her throat, even if I tried. I would literally lose the relationship that I have with my child if I tried to force her to go to church right now. Only because she, like I said, she thinks like I thought when I was a kid, but I didn't have what she has. And children of today are totally different. I didn't have what she has to even open my mouth to try to challenge what didn't make sense. It didn't make sense to me then. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. I do believe that there is a higher power. There is something greater than me. Gotta be. In order for all of this to exist, there's something greater than me. However, the way that it is given and is being taught doesn't line up with what makes sense. If that made sense, what I just said.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that I've been taught just does not make sense. Why would God allow so much corruption, so much hurt, so much wrong, so much killing, so much? It just don't make sense to me. If God is love and God is about good and God is about right, then why is it if you do right and you love, you still ain't got nothing? Why not? Well, you got to keep working and you got to keep. Okay. Well, he'll pay. No, he did not pay my light bill. I'm sorry. That came out of my checking account with the money that I earned last week. Ain't nobody knocking on my door giving me no check saying this from God. He said, pay your light bill. No, stop it. Quit. So, yeah, a lot of stuff, just like I said, that I questioned when I was a kid. Didn't it, she questions it now, and I don't have an answer for her now. I didn't have an answer for it then. I sure don't have one for it now. So for me to try to sit up and say, but just have faith. Okay, faith in what? Myself. Because at the end of the day, if I don't get up out of my bed and put my clothes on and go to work and have a paycheck every Friday, my lights gonna get cut off. Y'all not gonna have no food, and we gonna be under a bridge. That's just the bottom line.
Right.
So, yeah, my faith was probably challenged when my mom died. Because I'm like, y'all just left me out here at 19 by myself with no guidance, and I got to figure out how to make it. Why does it happen? I don't know. I don't get it.
Now, it's funny you say that. I think it's natural for people to go through that because I know I went through that myself. Like, I didn't know what to believe in once upon a time. Seriously, because some things just not make sense at all to me either. And, because back in the day, we didn't really question too much either. We just kind of just
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You didn't question nothing. It was like, we going to church today. Okay.
Yeah.
Put your head down, put your clothes on and go.
Right. I mean, me, like, I don't really identify with any religion. Like, I believe in God and all that. I just don't do the religion thing because, like, all religion, they pretty much say the same thing. They just say it differently, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like all this division that people, like I talked to the other woman on my podcast because she was a Mormon and, like, well, her father was a Mormon as well, but they ended up becoming an atheist, whatever. But which I said that's fine. You know, that's cool. Like whether I agree or disagree, that's fine. That's a whole different, you know, situation. But I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of things that we question for sure. You know what I mean? That's all I can say about that. I had lost train of thought for a second for some reason, but
It's all good.
I had a point I was trying to make, but I forgot already. So it's been a long day. I've been busy,
I understand.
but yeah, you know, it just I don't know. Like when my mom died, it questioned my faith again as well during that time period. For real, it was just I don't know why. Because how?
No, I'm saying that was your question. Why?
Yeah, exactly. Because like I said, this woman right here is amazing and blah blah blah, and then like she dies like that, you know, and then you got all these people,
Yeah.
these evil people that still alive.
Yeah.
They live to be like super old
Yeah.
and rich.
Yeah. Like why?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, man,
You should have took this one and this one and this one and left that one. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
But like I said, with the whole religion thing, I don't get. I see the division that it causes with people. You can't even talk about it on jobs. Some people use it to, you know, get money. They use it sexually to you know to sway people in, which is horrible to do, I think. And
Right.
I just try to find my tribe pretty much. Like the people that's I guess spiritual whatnot. That's who I align with.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And that's
Yeah.
I consider myself more spiritual than anything.
Right.
Because I, you know, I haven't done yoga in a while, but I do yoga. Well, I done yoga before, and I want to get back into it once my back healed better. But that kept me a lot of peace. That brought me a lot of tranquility and peace for sure.
Yeah.
It did. But wow, that's interesting though. Like I just wanted to ask because nowadays a lot of younger people are going through that situation right now. They question a lot of things that's being taught.
Mm-hmm.
I've been reading a lot of
They
articles.
question everything.
They are.
They questioning everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of times too, I think people a lot of times spend the time to regurgitate a lot of things that was taught in general. They might not even believe certain things, but they just say it just because it sounds good and they don't have to worry about being ridiculed. That's what I'm starting to think for real.
We've been saying it all this time. We're going to keep on saying it even though we don't believe that shit no more. Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Stop it.
Exactly. Well, Felicia, I really appreciate this a lot. For real, I do. You have been an incredible guest. Yeah. And this has been very intriguing.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hopefully we can get on here and be on a specific topic next time. We'll come up with something.
That'd be fine. I mean,
because I'll send you some suggestions. You can do a dual pod with me and your cousin.
Okay. Yeah. I gotta have her back on. Oh, I'm sure it will be.
That one will be interesting.
I'm sure it will be. I can't wait. We got to do that for real. That'd be great. That'd be dope.
Yep, that one will be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because she's an interesting character, but I love her. I do. I love her to death. She's a great person. She made changes. You know, none of us perfect at all.
Yeah, but it is what it is. People are people.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to meet people where they are, regardless to where they are, and that's what I had to learn. I had to learn the hard way. You have to accept people for where they are, regardless to where it is. If they in the gutter, that's where they at. You either gonna get down there with them, or you gonna wait until they get up and come out. One of the two. It ain't no way around it. Either you go down there in the gutter with them, or you gonna wait until they come back up.
Right.
But you have to meet people where they are.
Yeah.
Period. And if you can't accept them for where they are, then leave them alone.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. Well, it depends. If they unhealthy and toxic, I can't be around it. No, I've been around enough of that. No.
Leave them alone.
Exactly. That's draining.
Leave them alone. Like I said, if you can't get there, then leave them alone. If you can't meet people where they at, leave them alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they toxic and you can't do toxic, leave them alone.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm to myself a lot for real. Like it's just peaceful that way. Like I hang out with people sometimes, but a lot of times I'm just at the house. You know,
I'm an introvert.
Really?
I'm an introvert. I don't do people.
Really?
Yes, I don't do people.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody told me the other day, how you gonna be a bus driver and you introvert? I was like, I don't have to talk to them damn people on the bus. Shit. They get on that bus, pay their fare, go sit down. I'm dropping you off wherever you push that bell. That's why I'm gonna let you off.
I respect it. I dig it.
I don't have to. Look, I be having conversations with him in my head, though. That's the crazy thing about it. Let me tell you real
Damn.
quick, and I'm gonna let you get off of here.
Okay.
I be having conversations with people in my head. So I do a park and ride, right? And it'd be so quiet on the bus because these are the working class people or whatever. They get on in their suits and their briefcases and stuff, and their little lunch kits or whatever. They get on and say, "Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning." You do all that, and everybody go sit down. Then it's quiet. And then I cut the light off, right? So I'm rolling down the freeway. And the other morning, I think it was yesterday, I had this whole conversation with them while I was rolling in my head. I said, "Good morning. On behalf of Metro, we would like to extend our appreciation to each and every passenger who entrusted their life with me today. It is my job to make sure that you get to your destination safely and efficiently with no issues. My name is Ms. Lewis. I'm your bus driver for today, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you again tomorrow. You have a blessed and wonderful day." Man, I had this whole script in my head. Do you think Felicia opened her mouth and said any of that to any and everybody?
No.
But yeah, I keep myself entertained. I don't have to talk to nobody.
Yeah.
I entertain me.
Hey, I dig it. I do. So it's okay. It's all right. Whatever
Yeah.
keep you sane. You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
I respect it. So, Felicia, do you have like any social media you want people to follow you at, or any website they can go to, or what?
Levelmediation.com is one. It's leveled, LEVELED, mediation, MEDIATIONADR.com. That's one of my websites. And then Saw Salon is the other one, my contouring site. SAWSALONSPA.com. And then just my Instagram, same thing, Saw Salon.
Awesome. Well, Felicia, I appreciate your time, and you have been an incredible guest. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Keep being positive. Keep shining.
Nice talking to you. Glad we could finally get together. It was a lot of chasing, wasn't it? We finally got it, though.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, because you hit me up a while back, and I've been so busy because I had other people I had to record as well before you, and
I understand.
That's why I reached out to you. I said, let me hit her up now and see if you can do it. And I appreciate you for coming through.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, I do. You've been great.
Luckily, everybody in my house took off. My husband went to work, and my other daughter's at work, and then the baby just left with the grands and my sister-in-law. They went to the splash park. So,
well, everything quiet now. I noticed.
Quiet. My son is quiet as a church mouse, so he round up. I think he over there in the living room and being quiet. But
well, nice.
Yeah.
Well, Felicia, you keep doing the good work that you do for real. You know what I mean?
All right, hon.
All right.
Good talking to you.
Good talking to you
too.
Again
soon.
Absolutely. You have a good night. All right.
You too, hon.
Bye. Peace.
Bye-bye.